Dad. Today I'm going to ask you a few questions.
Okay, Lola.
What was one of the best accomplishments you have ever done?
Well, I have to say that I spent a lot of my time in my career dreaming about making a full-length motion picture, a movie for the big movie theaters. And I finally, in my early 50s, I finally had enough resources to write my own script, my own movie script, and turn it into a full movie. And we did it. And it was just finished last July, and it's called Crazy Famous. And you can look it up on imdb.com, and you can see all the people that worked on the movie. So I think that's my greatest accomplishment.
Okay, Dad. When you were little, how was school and how did you behave?
Well, school was a lot of fun for me. We had good teachers. I learned a lot. I talked a lot to my classmates. Sometimes I talked too much, and I couldn't go to recess because I had to write on the chalkboard, "I will not talk in class while the teacher is talking." I had to do it like 100 times before I was allowed outside to play. But school was a lot of fun, and I liked it a lot. And you could tell I liked it a lot because one year in third grade, I never missed a day of school. Even when I was sick, I always walked to school, never missed school, and I got an award for not missing a day of school.
Okay, Dad. What did you do that made you talk to the Kazakhstan's president?
Well, that's a long, interesting story, but the short story is your mother, Mrs. Farkas, she worked at the Kazakh embassy as the ambassador's information officer. And just to impress your mother, I wrote a letter to the ambassador of Kazakhstan in response to an article in the Washington Post about the elections of the Kazakhstan government and the president. And they liked my letter so much that they published it on the newspapers and they broadcast it on the TV stations in Kazakhstan. And finally, they invited me to meet the president of Kazakhstan, which I did.
Okay, Dad. Question 4.
Mm-hmm.
When you were little, what was one of your craziest things you did?
Well, I have to say it was in summer camp. I was 12 years old, and I didn't like to be told what to do. I was kind of an independent person. They tell you, wash the floor, ride the horses. I wanted to do my own thing. And there was a minor league baseball park about a couple miles from the camp. So one day I just ran away from camp, and I went to watch the minor league baseball game by myself. And all the people in the camp director, they all came looking for me because they thought I was missing, like I just ran off. So after they found me, they brought me back to camp and they said, "Okay, if you want to make camp more interesting for you, we'll give you a job in the canteen." And when I was working in the canteen, I was very popular because I gave all the kids in camp free candy. And when they found out what I was doing, they fired me from that job and I had to spend the rest of the camp as a normal camper. No. But that was the craziest thing ever.
Okay, Dad. Why do you make movies?
Well, because I enjoy the whole process. I mean, first you have to write the movie script. And when you write a movie script, you can create any story you want. And so you write a movie script. And then the more interesting thing is you get a bunch of actors together, sometimes famous actors. And you translate the script from a piece of paper onto a movie screen. And when you see people watch it, that's the reward you get, is watching other people watch your film that you created. And it's a very exhilarating experience, very gratifying.
Okay, Dad. 6th question.
Okay.
Did you ever regret anything?
Yes, I did. When you get older, you look back at your life and you see that there are a few things that if you would have worked harder at, you would have done better. And I like to play basketball. I played high school basketball, but I could have been a much better player if I had practiced more. And I thought maybe I could play college if I practiced more. So that's probably one of my regrets, is that I wasn't disciplined enough when I was in my teenage years to practice as much as I needed to be really good.
Okay, Dad. Last question.
Mm-hmm.
What was the most rebellious thing you did?
Well, I was talking back to a teacher in high school. It was my junior year, And we had a substitute Spanish teacher because our regular teacher, she had a baby and she was out for a couple weeks. And this teacher, we just didn't get along, and I would talk back to him. And one time I told him he wasn't too smart, and he sent me to the principal's office, and I got in trouble. So that's probably the most rebellious thing I did was talking back to the teacher. I shouldn't have done it, but then again, when you're young, sometimes you make mistakes that you normally wouldn't make.
Okay, Dad. Thank you.
Well, it was a pleasure being interviewed by you. I enjoyed it. Bye.
Okay, bye, Dad.